Welcome, guys. So we have the Ring 6 watch along, Teofimo LOPEZ versus Shakur Stevenson. And we have already passed the prelims. I am your host, Charles Salbox, of course, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. So we've obviously got the live stream up today. It's not something that I do regularly, but I'm going to try to keep this as a feature. It's hard when you're always in the gym, training the amateurs. But we, at the moment, obviously I've stated this for all of you guys, you need to listen. We've passed the prelims. We're on the main card, and we now have Bruce Carrington versus Mr. Castro, Carlos Castro. Now, this particular fight is an interesting one because obviously, it's for the WBC World Vacant title at featherweight. And, Bruce Carrington, amazing talent, currently undefeated, and he's going up against, a seasoned, I would say, veteran, Carlos Castro. He's been around the block. He's had, numerous fights. Stephen Fulton, I believe, the guy that fought Lewis Neri, and I think a previous opponent of Fulton, Brandon Figueroa. So this should be an interesting fight. It's just about to start. So I'm going to put the volume up so you guys can just get a bit of the audio, interesting audio. Nah, that's a bit loud. So yeah, we're going to need to factor that in when we do this. So guys, let me know what you want to, predict for the fight. Teofimo Shakur, very interesting. And we have the first round of the fight between Bruce Carrington and Carlos Castro beginning now. This is, of course, what we want to see in boxing, talented Shakur. How's it going, Jose? Of course, Jose, a prominent feature of the channel. Always love to see you when you're, ready to watch boxing, give your insight. So let me just check the YouTube stream. I'm just going to turn the volume down there. But look, I think today's fight between the two, is a very interesting fight. And mainly because they're both in their primes, no injuries, they have, well-established styles attributed to both of them. And, they're at the, I would say, the top tier level in terms of boxing. So there's no excuses for the loser, no excuse for a bad performance. We're just going to see great boxing today, and I'm really excited. So let me just check a few things here on the stream, because this is the first time that not the first time, but it's one of the many few times that I actually get on and do a live. So I think you guys have obviously, seen the antics between Shakur Stevenson, and it's it's heating up definitely, as it should, between two champions in their own right. So it should be interesting to see how it goes down once the first bell rings. Now let me. So at the moment, we've just got Shushu Carrington, first round versus Carlos Castro. And obviously, Carrington is one of those types of guys that you get in the gym. Is an amazing sparring partner. you know, hasn't really gained a great amateur name, but, you know, he definitely has skill, ability. And Carlos Castro, you know, he's been around the block. He's fought, you know, big names. So he's really experienced. And of course, we have Mr. Keyshawn Davis going up against Mr. Jermaine. And he's actually Jermaine Ortiz. He's actually, you know, fought credible names as well. So he's quite experienced. So first round between Carrington and Castro just coming to an end now. And obviously, Carrington is a New Yorker. So, you know, he's in his hometown. And, you know, the crowd is with him. He's, you know, I think it's always great to have the hometown crowd supporting you. You know, I think boxers such as Mayweather, whenever they were in their hometown, I mean, not to say that, you know, Michigan, I think even, I can even remember any fights that Mayweather had, probably like his earlier fights, but whenever it was in Las Vegas, which is where he's based, you know, I don't think he was always getting the support that you would expect him to, you know, and that's just because of the persona, the character that he had in and out of the ring. But someone like Carrington is a really, you know, endearing character. He's quite funny, you know, he's very respectful, polite. So yeah, the makings of a great champion there. If you can just put the performances together, you know, he's got this chance now to become a world champion at featherweight. And it's the second round now. So, you know, we want to see who tries to stamp their authority on the fight. Let me know what you guys think about the other fights. Obviously, we have, I mean, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo LOPEZ. These are the types of fights that we want to see more often. So, yeah. Right. Obviously, I'm going to open up the comments. So you guys let me know what's happening. Let me know what's popping. How are you watching the fight? Are you, you know, streaming this illegally? Naughty. Or are you watching this with DAZN? Paid the goddamn 24 or 25 pounds a month. But what? God damn it. Shit. I need to get a sponsorship from someone because all of this boxing, you know, is taking out of my wallet. So, I mean, I don't know for any of you guys that were amateurs, one of the toughest things is to see your money go into washing your clothes and eating. You know, literally washing your clothes is one of the most expensive things to endure when you're an amateur boxer. I mean, I'm probably the same with pros as well, but and for those who do not wash their clothes, especially your hand wraps, oh my God. Yeah. Abysmal. So guys, I want to know how you guys feel the fight will go down. You know, that's one thing that I'm definitely interested in hearing from you guys. So, oh yeah, almost. So Carrington is, you know, definitely a guy who needs to just put a great performance together, you know. Got some music bumping. So we've passed the second round. We've got Shakur Stevenson there with Bud Crawford. So guys, in your opinion, who would you say is, because obviously Terence Crawford has retired now, but who would you say is the current #1 pound for pound boxer? You can do it by volume, activity, you know, whether they're active or whether they're just skilled at the moment, you know. Usyk, yeah. I mean, I could agree with that. I mean, whose feet would you say is whose feet? Yeah, I hear you, Jose. I mean, yeah, the loss against David Benavidez for, you know, David Morrell was a bad one. But yeah, Alexander, I would say, whose feat or accomplishment would you say was better? You know, Usyk going from cruiserweight to heavyweight, or Crawford going from welterweight, I believe, or super lightweight to super middleweight. Whose accomplishment would you say is best? And I'll let you know after, once you let me know. Yeah, this is definitely turning out to be a good fight. Oh, so at the moment, Carrington is putting it together in the third round. Oh, he's landing some uppercuts. Yeah, Carrington is making some moves here, ladies and gents. You can hear the yeah, yeah. Bud went up less weight than Usyk. The jump that Usyk made was almost 6 weight categories. I know it's cruiserweight to heavyweight is only a jump of 2 weight because there's bridgerweight and then heavyweight. But the difference in even just the bridgerweight and cruiserweight to heavyweight, it's like 5 weight classes. So, you know, what Usyk had to endure to fight those heavyweight, 50 pounds. It's crazy. It's crazy. Where, you know, like 8 pounds is the equivalent of a weight class jump, you know, so 50 pounds. Shit. That's crazy. And he wasn't like, the thing about Usyk, even when he was a heavyweight, he didn't look like a heavyweight. He was he was lower than the average heavyweight. You know, he was lower than the average heavyweight in terms of weight. It's crazy. And not only did he beat the best, he beat each of them twice. You know, what's the name? Joshua beat him twice. Usyk beat him twice. Dubois beat him twice. He didn't just give them one spanking. He gave each a double dose. He double dipped all of them. So Crawford, no doubt. I mean, Crawford, he amazing, but he went up, beat the guy, and then, he retired. So we didn't really see that much more from him. And there is this thing about the Canelo that he fought. I mean, I reckon he would have beaten most Canelos, but there was, I mean, after the performance Canelo had against William Skull, where he didn't cut off the ring, I was like, And Canelo did have an injury, a knee injury. I think it was after Rocky Fielding. So, yeah, exactly. He went through those fights not only once, but a few times. And now we've got Shushu Carrington, Bruce Carrington. I mean, straight after this, we've got Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. So that's he got hit. Carrington got hit. And it hit him on the top of the head. And this is the type of discombobulating punch that, Yeah. Oh, Carrington's doing quite well in the corner. Yeah, I mean, once you've hurt the guy like this once, you should go to the body, let the hands come down. Oh. You should be hitting down to the body. Once the hands come down, the head is exposed. This is turning out to be a good fight, guys. Carlos Castro versus Bruce Carrington. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Those burgers weren't hitting the same. So that's the thing. I think with Terence Crawford, amazing achievement. Usyk, amazing achievement. Now it's just to see whether the guys that we have, here, such as Shakur Stevenson, Murataya, Inoue, what they produce, Benavidez, how they take on their next fights, what accomplishments they achieve. Should be really interesting. That last round was a shocking one for Bruce Carrington. He got clipped on the top of the head, obviously, dazed him, left his feet, knees, everything shaking. And yeah, he had to stumble into the corner. And obviously Castro pounced on him, but he was trying to headhunt. I think when you hurt someone like that, definitely go to the body, make them bring their hands down and then go back to the top of the head. Yeah, the fourth round for Carrington was a bad round. Oh, and he just got hit again. The right hand is landing for Castro. And the thing is that Carrington was trying to do something. He was trying his own little move. Mm. The thing about this fight is that after those strikes that Carrington experienced, he's on the back foot, and he could descend into this fight where his activity drops, he starts to lose rounds, and then, before long, he's actually behind on the scorecards. So this is something that can definitely take hold in the fight now that, Castro has landed a few punches. And maybe it's the fact that he senses the power. Castro's a bit savvy with some of these punches. He's quite innovative. He's got this cheeky left hook that he sneaks around Carrington's guard. But that's off the jab. He's on his toes now, Castro. Oh, another left hand. I think that's another round to Castro. This is really surprising. Yeah, exactly. I mean, once you've hurt your opponent, you've landed that lucky punch or that punch that you've set up, and it kind of, perturbs them. I think the next thing to do is to pounce on them, but you have to go to the body. It's just a bigger area that forces your opponent to drop their hands. And once they drop their hands, then you go back up top. But if you're aiming for the head, it's the primary area that everyone defends naturally. You defend your head when actually you should be defending your vital organs. Sometimes you cocoon yourself. But, yeah, I'm going to ban him. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for that. Let me know. Put this guy in timeout. Right. So, I think this is the thing that we should be looking out for, even in the main card, the main fight. If Shakur Teofimo can land, because I think Teofimo is the one that's carrying a bit more power, a bit more pop. And if he can land a punch on Shakur Stevenson, especially where he is so creative with his kind of single punches, pot shotting, he's very creative in doing that. So I think it's a unique matchup anyway. A very creative, kind of power puncher and boxer against a defensive mastermind, and I like both of them. I mean, obviously, where you saw Teofimo's performance against Lomachenko, he can stick to a game plan because no one boxes like that against a complete maverick like Lomachenko and does not have a game plan. He definitely had a game plan, and you could see it the way it was very disciplined. And I think that is Teofimo's strong point and good point and bad point. He sometimes underestimates his opponent, and his performance against Kambosos. I know Teofimo can beat Kambosos, but come on, I mean, you don't fight against Lomachenko like that and then fight against Kambosos. in the manner that he did, So anyway, this fight, Carrington versus Castro, is quite interesting. It's not the main thing that we're here for, but it is actually interesting to see what happens when, people that don't expect a world title opportunity, how they perform. Do they throw caution to the wind? Are you seeing a performance of a lifetime? Are they making mistakes? Do they crumble under the lights, the big lights? These are the things that, are always going to be visible when we have, great matchups like this and opportunities for the boxers to shine. A little bit of a stare down there. Obviously, we've moved into the second half of the fight. So, now it becomes a little bit more, specific. The things that they intend to do, the reminders of a game plan. So, yeah, I'm gonna kick this guy out. Thanks. I mean, I'm watching the fight, so sometimes I miss the bots, but I'm gonna be on it. No bots in the chat. So, what do you guys think about Keyshawn Davis versus, Jermaine Ortiz? Who do you think takes that, and by what means? KO, decision? Yeah, exactly. Loma moved up, and it was similar to when Rigo moved up against Loma, and Loma moved up against, these lightweight boxers. Loma's not a lightweight. You could see the difference in the size between Haney and Loma and Teofimo and Loma. But for me, I don't know about you guys, but I believe Loma beat Haney. He lost against Teofimo. Teofimo boxed well. He used his size correctly. Everything he did precisely. But yeah, I think Haney lost that one. I mean, I would have rather been Loma in that fight than Haney. So yeah, Rigo was amazing, but he fell off because he's old. I don't know if you guys know, but Rigo has a brother, and apparently he used his brother's passport to get. Anyway, I'm not going to say too much, but I was told by one of my friends that Rigo's age is not the correct age that it's supposed to be. But you guys can know that because he's out of Cuba now. So yeah, it's all good. Doesn't have to worry about the oppression. Guys, I'm telling you, I cannot wait to see this fight between Teofimo and Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, of course, Jose. I cannot wait to see this fight because you've got two boxers that are very young. Their styles are, like the way how I would say their styles are their styles, but the way how they've mastered their styles is very dominant. They're in the dominant class of boxing. So, yeah, King Kong as well. Ortiz is fucking old. So old. I mean, he outboxed, what's his name? Deontay Wilder. Like, this is what I'm talking about when like America doesn't really produce the quality of boxing that, you should expect from such a great nation, that has the money, has the equipment, has the coaching abundance. The problem with the coaching, and I would say it's not the boxers, it's the coaches. You know, in countries like Cuba, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, where you can see the talent, you can see the level of boxing, but at a consistent level. It's not just one boxer here and one boxer there. It's consistently that they are good. The coaches agree on systems of training. So actually, in Cuba, you cannot open a boxing gym without permission from the government. It's a national sport, so you can't just open up a boxing gym. You have to have it sanctioned by the government, and then the government will tell you what to train. I.e., you have to go and be qualified, at a high level. Yeah. So Inda, I think the Inda Sports City is where you would gain your almost degree in sports coaching for boxing. And it's because they respect the danger of the sport. So if America did that and their coaches agreed on, a united, unifying means of training the boxers. So let's say your boxing stance, your back heel up instead of being flat. You train that way because it's unnatural to be in that position. You don't need to train as a boxer with your heel down, because there are some scenarios, situations where you would be in that you need to use the heel being up. And because that's unnatural, it's better to train that and then have the benefits of both. But if you train with your heel down, then you can only box with your heel down, because you will never be able to utilize the attribute of that more unnatural means of mechanics that give you advantage. So, and this is what some of the coaches teach. No one's saying that you can't box with your heel down. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if there are scenarios where you need both, and having your heel down is natural, but having your heel up is unnatural, well, then you need to train with your heel up, because you can already do the natural mode of movement, which is with your heel down. So, yeah. And this is what the Cubans know, the Uzbeks know, the Kazakhs know, the whole Soviet system understands. So if the Soviet system was in America, the Soviet system of boxing, not the politics and all of that stuff, just simply the training, America would not lose in the Olympics. America would win every Olympics. It would be hard for Cuba to compete with America if America was utilizing the same or a similar system of coaching that Cuba does. Yeah. So we're watching, the tables turn once more for Carrington, Bruce Carrington. Mm. Oh, oh. This round that we've just seen now, from Carrington to Castro, I believe is the 8th round. We're moving to the 9th round. Was actually a high energy round for both boxers. They were trading more often, throwing more combinations. Castro's just in the corner, obviously recovering. Coach telling him to be first, Guys, after this, Keyshawn Davis versus there's a Connor believes Castro is up. Yeah. Guys, this is a fight that I believe Carrington has. You know, he's very, consistent with the things that he's doing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, KO. K to the hell O. KO. Just as I said that, Carrington threw an overhand right. Oh my God. Knockout. Knockout. That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh my God. That was emphatic. He clipped him with the overhand. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was a laser sharp, accurate pinpoint crack. I think he hit him with multiple shots, but I think there was the overhand and the left hook that got him good. Carrington KOs Castro. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. That was the best possible outcome for Carrington. Being in his hometown and, obviously getting the knockout against a veteran that has never been knocked out like that. He's been knocked out, but not like that. And that is definitely a statement victory for Carrington. That's a world title for him. Boom. It was a dip and then a right hand. But he came over the top of the yeah. That right hand was the one that did it. And then he went to the body and then to the head. Ah, yeah. Guys, that was a clean knockout there. Body, head, and then head. So the body shot there just disturbed the defense. Yeah, that was a clean knockout. That was clean, guys. Yeah. He just put all of those punches together in the right way. That was, yeah, exactly, precisely. Go to the body. Once the hands come down, then you go to the head. Woo. But now, guys, we have the fight before the main fight, which is, you know, what we've been looking for. Like, obviously, Keyshawn Davis, and I don't mean to go on to this, but Keyshawn Davis obviously missed weight in his last fight. Seemed to be undisciplined. His brother had an altercation with another boxer, Nair Albright. They had a brawl backstage. So it'll be interesting to see how well, Keyshawn has fixed up in terms of professionalism and, how sharp he is, because he's been out of the ring for quite some time now. Let me just check the last time he had a fight, which was he should have fought what was his name? Oh my god. I'm always forgetting the names of these opponents. But the whole Andy Cruz versus Keyshawn Davis thing is so funny. Oh my god. Featherweight champion. There you go. There you go. You got Keiko Roma in the back, the trainer. All right, guys. Carrington, amazing victory. Guys, I don't know if you saw what happened to Jarrell Miller, but let's just hear from Carrington. Featherweight champion. Brownsville champion. It's a nice combination. Mm, that was quick, clean, clinical, and cutthroat. It's calling out all the other champions. Guys, I don't know if you saw what the hell happened to Jarrell Miller. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. We're talking about his whole toupee removed from his head. Oh my god. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, it was good. I think this fight, Castro, yeah, that was a nice slip to the right, backhand counter from Bruce Carrington to kind of leave Carlos Castro, perturbed, and then he went to the body, finished him off with a few punches to the head, and that's all she wrote. Yeah, I'm gonna switch camera, guys. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, as you can see, space. Yeah. So guys, we're just waiting for the Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz fight. That is going to be interesting. Guys, what do you think about the prospect of, Deontay Wilder and, Derek Chisora fighting? Is that interesting for you? I mean, is that something that you want to see? You're not interested? How do you feel about that fight? And also, even, you know, Clarissa Shields, during February will be up against, I can't even remember her name, Chazern, whatever. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening at heavyweight. So that should be interesting. Yeah, I think Wilder has a good chance to win that, but he just needs to land his backhand. I think that's the thing with Wilder. But Wilder is his lack of technique is really telling as his athleticism, wanes. It's uh, it's quite shocking to be honest. Uh, the Trejo, which girl is that? What in Cuba, Havana, in Trejo? Guys, we are here for the Ring 6, Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson fight. Now, if you want to join me in the live stream, I'm going to be here on Instagram and also, YouTube. So I'm going to put the link here in the YouTube video and also in the Instagram post that I'm making with you. And you can join me, leave your comments, let me know what you think about the fight. Keyshawn Davis up against Jermaine Ortiz is up now. So join and click the link and hit me up here. I don't know. What's the name of the girl? All right. Yeah, let me see which girl you're talking about. All right, let me just put this link up. Yeah, Keyshawn Davis is going to be up now. I like fighting. What do you guys think about Ring 6? For the Ring 6. Guys, we are here for the Ring 6. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson fight. Yeah, I need to edit that. I need to my impromptu skills at making posts for Instagram live and stuff and the story is not really that good. So guys, but I have to try and get some of my viewers from Instagram over to the live stream because I haven't told anyone I'm doing this. Guys, we are here for the Ring 6, Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Chatting rubbish. So, guys, anyway, let me know what you think about Keyshawn Davis against Jermaine Ortiz. Who do you want to win? And who do you think is going to win? Because I know they have such personalities, these boxers nowadays. So there's the realistic idea that you have of who has better skill, but then there's the desire that you have for particular boxers to win because they're just a little bit more endearing and the other boxer is just totally insufferable. So let me know what you think, whether you believe Keyshawn Davis can win and whether you want Keyshawn Davis to win. Let me know what you guys, have as your particular ideas concerning the fight. Let me just make this Instagram live. Bear with me for a sec. Fight now. Fight. Fight now. If you want. Fight now. If you want. Mm-mm. versus Shakur Stevenson fight. Now, if you want to join me in the live stream, I'm going to be here on Instagram and also, YouTube. So I'm going to put the link here in the YouTube video. Chat rubbish, boy. Be here on Instagram and also, YouTube. If you want to join me in the live stream, I'm going to be here on Instagram and also, YouTube. YouTube. So I'm gonna put. Let me just edit this crap quickly. Yeah, guys, bear with me. I'm just trying to make a quick post for Instagram, because no one knows that I'm doing this, and I need to get some people to come and share with the banter. Now, if you want to join me in the live stream, I'm gonna put the link here in the Instagram, in the YouTube video, and also on the Instagram. Live stream. I'm gonna put the link here in the. Here on the Instagram. Here. All right, guys, let me think. I think Jose, you need to send me the name of the girl, because I may have trained her actually. I think I know who you're talking about, to be honest. Well, they're just talking about Barrios now. So I think you can hear. Oh. They're talking about I mean, obviously in the chat of the zone, we're talking about whether Tucson can rock what's his name, Jermaine Ortiz. I'm saying that he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it anymore. But I don't know. Tucson Davis is good. It's just I think he involves himself in a lot of the outside controversy. So that's another thing. Yeah, guys, that was like with Shakur Carrington. That was a nice. I have to say, it was very very good to see how he cracked it. Um, like he literally, guys, I'm not even that. Like what he did, I was actually shocked because the way how the fight was going, it was having, you know, they were both having success, but uh, it wasn't really going in any one direction. So yeah, when he landed that punch, I was like, wow, okay, okay, that way that I was going down. My PJs on, guys. Yeah, I got my PJs on. Yeah. I'm watching the guys. I'm watching uh, Jerome Miller being scalped. That's crazy. It's so crazy. Joe Miller, ridiculous. Right, guys, we have started. Teofimo Lopez. No, 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 sorry, sorry, sorry. Not Teofimo Lopez. We've got Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. And I'm getting some. All right, let's get this cracker lacking. Switch cameras. So we've got the. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hmm. Ready started, eh? Keyshawn ready started. Right, guys, we are good advances. Aha. Okay. Round one. Oh my God. Keyshawn Davis and Jermaine Ortiz is, heating up. So, what do you guys think about the first round? Jose, you need to let me know who this girl is because, yeah, I'm not understanding. So, second round, Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. Let's see what happens here. I just don't like Keyshawn's legs. I don't like them. He's fast, but his feet just seems like a little bit unstable. Interesting. Oh, Keyshawn clipped him on the with the right hand. Mm. Yeah, that's the Keyshawn round. I think that the first two rounds go to Keyshawn Davis. His legs, for me, are just so kind of sloppy, but he reacts well. He reacts well. So, guys, with the first two rounds, I would say with Jermaine Ortiz, he needs to hold his feet a bit, try to establish that jab. He keeps on rushing in. I think he's going to get countered. I think he's going to get countered as he rushes in. He needs to establish his jab. Just land a double jab cross from even from the southpaw stance. Moving off to the right, double jab, overhand left. Yeah. It's getting a bit icy here. Oh, maybe a headbutt. Hmm. Davis loves to bang his gloves together. He's actually so funny. Oh, it was good. That was a good round, a good third round there. I mean, mm, I don't know. That round was a bit more competitive. I would say in that particular round, Jermaine Ortiz was a bit more able to impose himself in the way that he wanted to. You know, he was unorthodox, you know, and that gave uh, Davis a few problems here and there. But I think Davis is on the verge of maybe losing control if Jermaine Ortiz builds on the momentum that he had in that last round. So Davis has to be a bit careful here. Ortiz has to do more of what he just did. Oh, hmm, yeah. Interesting. So Jermaine Ortiz has got more of a jittery style, you know, trying to be, uncertain, obscure, unpredictable, all of these things. He's trying to change up his rhythm. And obviously, this is where, you know, I think even Lopez needs to attempt this as well. Because when you come up against, more technical boxers like Davis and Shakur Stevenson, they rely on less unorthodox practices and more technical, trained, conventional movements. So, so oh, nice. It's good. It's a good fight. I think Keyshawn Davis is winning, but it's definitely a competitive fight. I think Keyshawn will win this fight. Oh, Jermaine Franklin against Joseph Atama. Nah, come, come on. Nah, come on. Right. So this right here is, I believe, the sixth round. That's not the fifth round. So Ortiz is, implementing a lot of feints. He's trying to, because one thing that Davis does have is good reflexes. When he throws a punch, it's normally landing. Mm. No. Nice body shot. He's rushing in. Oh my God. Keyshawn Davis is a troublemaker. Oh my God. So I think with Jermaine Ortiz, he really needs to use his jab. Like the unorthodox stuff is okay. You know, the rushing in, I don't know about that. But he really needs to use his jab. He's giving up so much ground, before he rushes in. And sometimes, Davis is backing him up to the ropes. And then obviously Ortiz, otherwise, he's just moving around the ring, feinting a lot, but not really having much success off it. So the jab needs to be landed. Nice jab. He's rushing in a lot, Jermaine Ortiz. He's going to get clipped. Mm. Jermaine Ortiz knows that he's at every round not achieving what he sets out to. And I think he's not really taking control because he's not landing a jab. He's rushing in and throwing one pot shot. Sometimes it lands, most of the time it doesn't. So, at the end of the round, you can see his face is not entirely happy with his performance. So, yeah, I'm telling you guys, the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight is going to be electric. That is good. We're going to see two different styles. And I think it's quite similar to what we're seeing now. Someone is more poised with intent on technical forms, and then one that is trying to break the psychology and almost structural integrity of his technique and form by being unorthodox, the bouncing around of the feet, the creation of angles and throwing punches from these strange angles. I think it's what we're going to see from, yeah, see this? I don't know if you guys are watching this, but obviously Ortiz is very wild and whenever he's getting hit, it's by technical punches by Keyshawn Davis. No. Keyshawn is so silly. I like this matchup between the two because any one of them can knock out the other, and they're not scared of each other. The thing about it is that in this fight, I think Davis is slightly ahead, and I think Davis has more control. Davis, I think, could do a lot more. If he takes more risks and he puts more of his combinations together, but he's not doing that because of some of the unorthodox and uncertain things that Ortiz is doing. I think that's the only thing that's really limiting Davis from just imposing more of his will on the fight. But he's definitely in place to land these combinations. Andy Cruz's son is doing very well. So we've got Ortiz switching from southpaw to orthodox now. I mean, guys, what are your predictions for this particular fight? Are we looking at a decision for, Davis? Hmm. Guys, I think Keyshawn has won this one, unless, of course, Jermaine Ortiz can do something that is a bit different from what we're seeing now. I think the lack of the jab is really punishing him. A lot of good foot feints, but the jab is missing. And the jab, you should be looking to attack and then counter attack. And the attack can just simply be with the jab. Round nine, guys. Round nine. I need to get close. I need to start throwing leather. Mm. I think he can. I think Teofimo can frustrate him, but the problem is that he needs to be really creative and at the same time specific. So if he's just wild, he'll frustrate himself and Shakur, and then the fight will become negative. No one will be able to really engage with the other. So even when he's frustrating Shakur, he still needs to have a bit of control over what he's doing. So I think that is Lopez's main issue. Guys, I'm yawning because it's like 4:30 in the morning, so forgive me. Yeah, you guys obviously in America, you're enjoying. I think New York, you're enjoying the I don't know the 11 o'clock hours, which are not ungodly like the hours that I'm at now. 3 rounds left. Ooh. Mm. Yeah, stay in the pocket, both of you. Stay in the pocket, both of you. my. That is now round 11, guys. Another Keyshawn Davis round. Yeah, I have to agree. Keyshawn, yeah. Puerto Rico, Zanda. Yeah, Zanda did well. He had a tough opponent. Very, very tough opponent. Mm. Ay, ay, ay. Body shot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. This is very. Mm. Ay, ay, ay. I think Keyshawn got poked in the eye, so he had to take a round off, or the last part of that round off. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna see what happens in the Keyshawn versus Lopez fight. I think it's gonna be very similar to this in terms of you've got a guy who's more intent on being technical and boxing, and then increasing the power of his punches. Oh, yeah. And especially after rolling and taking that body shot. Mm. Oh, another body shot. Mm. Oh, Keyshawn Davis gets the knockout. Yeah. Body shot. Yeah. That body shot is the funniest thing about it is that Ortiz could have lasted that fight, but nah. Yeah, exactly. He was still vulnerable, but he could have got up and then just said, I'm gonna grind through. But nah, body shots are like that. And you don't know how long is left when you're there. So and that was a good fight. So for me, guys, I think what we're looking at, obviously, Shakur Stevenson now is, you know, defensive maverick. He's literally going to be the guy that says yes. Lightweight division, for now, I'm going to put that aside. Super light, Teofimo Lopez. I want to take your titles, your accolades, your prestige, everything. I want to take your soul. And I think at this heavier weight class, we have to ask one question though. Does Shakur Stevenson have the power to impose any level of punches or combinations against an opponent like Teofimo? And I think we're going to see that because in all of his fights, I've never really felt that Shakur carries pro style power. It's more amateur, flashy combinations that he puts together. Never that one punch that just damages people. And he has been susceptible to punches. Like if we remember Zepeda, simply that jab put him in a state of unsteadiness. So I think what we're looking at for this fight is, can the power of Teofimo, upset, the prestige, glamorous, sublime defensive skills of Shakur Stevenson. That's what I want to see. I want to see if Shakur Stevenson can take a punch from Teofimo, and I want to see what he's going to do. So that was a good fight from, Keyshawn. I have to admit, Keyshawn Davis did well. So let's hear from Keyshawn Davis. as, as, I'll say one thing about Keyshawn. He's not humble. He's not humble. He's funny, but he's not humble. Guys, it's 4:47 now, and we are just about to start the main fight. Yeah. Yeah, we will see. Yeah. I mean, I think with Keyshawn Davis, if he's a businessman, he needs to balance that public persona with his celebrations. I think he needs to, because, or you just double down and you just make people hate you. I mean, that's the one thing that I would say, because professional boxing is a business. You know, it's a crazy business. But where you've got something like amateur boxing, you can lose 10 times, and then if you start a winning streak, beat the best person in your weight category nationally, and then continentally, and then in maybe global, at say maybe world championships or Olympics, no one cares. You're the man, or you're the woman, whatever it is. Obviously, if you're female boxer. So, but with pros, it's more about, can you garner an audience to pay for tickets? We don't care whether you can beat people up. Does it make sense to put you in front of the screen? And on that note, I need to go and get myself a drink. So bear with me, buddy. Get me some biscuits as well. God damn it. Shit. Oh. That's how we do it. Yeah, shadow box. Let me show you some shadow boxing. And we did. 180 degrees. Yep, that's me. So, guys, we're just about to start. Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo LOPEZ, super lightweight division. Does Shakur have the defensive skills and savvy to fend off the attacks from the unorthodox, outrageous, innovative, creative Teofimo LOPEZ? That is going to be answered in a sec. Guys, I'll be honest with you. The concentration that Teofimo had in the Loma fight is similar to what he's going to need in this fight. Shakur needs to have his defense on point because out of all the fighters that I know, LOPEZ is one of the most unorthodox in terms of punching. He's by no means an Emmanuel Augustus, but for sure he does create angles, punch off rhythm, and carries power with those punches. So and guys, these are two young, interesting, at the height of their peak in terms of performance. boxers that are entering the ring, and they have their different styles. None of them are injured. None of them have excuses of age or this or that. The only thing that will be a consideration is obviously Shakur moving up in weight. This being his first fight at super lightweight. So that is the thing. But I don't think that is a thing that he would want to be considered a factor because he's all about skill. And I'm sure, his skill for him outweighs any advantage that a person may have in terms of weight. So let's see what happens. Yeah, in the chat of the zone, they're talking about whether Teofimo whooped Loma. Have some respect for a goat. By the way, I don't. If I'm boxing, when I was boxing, I didn't really use. Actually, to be honest, I did use the 180-degree pivot. Normally, when I was up against a southpaw, when the southpaw tries to throw a 1-2, I would slip the one and then pivot underneath their two, and then be on the other side of them. When they turn around, I throw my backhand. There was one guy that I did that to, throw my backhand, and they were like, "No, stop, 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 stop." Too embarrassing. So, guys, drop your comments. Let me know who you think is going to win this particular fight and how. Obviously, we've seen Teofimo Lopez and Shakur in the press conferences. And yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of fighting inside the ring. It's not going to be only solely boxing. There's going to be some high intense energy between these two. So Stevenson is making his way to the ring. Guys, we're just about to get started now. This is where the leather is exchanged, and heads are going to start rolling. Someone is going to get their head cracked, definitely. I don't know what this. You guys, you youngsters nowadays, the type of music that you listen to, there was a rap, mumble rap, whatever, nonsense. Lil Uzi Vert or whatever. Someone said to me that if you say Lil Uzi Vert fast, you're saying Lucifer. Ah, yeah. Lucifer. 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 Yeah, kind of. So, yeah. Let me see. Let me turn this volume up. As we're about to start cracking out the Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez fight. I hope you are ready. I hope you've got your snacks. I hope you've got the comfortable seat that you need. I'm thinking maybe I have to get some more snacks. Mm. I got you. I got you. Turkey Ali Sheik just telling Shakur Stevenson, make sure you win by knockout. Ooh, Teofimo Lopez. Okay. Now, guys, when Teofimo lost against Cambosis, it was more about underestimating the guy. So I think that's something that we can definitely say is a flaw for Teofimo. You know, his inability to take every fight as serious as he should. And I think this is not going to be one of those fights. I think he's going to take this fight extremely serious. Not from a, oh, Shakur can hurt me with power type of perspective, but from the basis that Shakur's defense is an issue. He can counter off it, and his attacks are very specific, fast, sharp, and highly reactive. So he knows how to punch in between your punches. He knows how to throw his combinations off his defense. And also, sometimes he can change his rhythm in the center of the ring and just catch you off guard. So do not blink, guys. Do not blink. So Teofimo Lopez just making his way to the center stage, the ring. And we are about to get this party started, guys. Whoa, 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 whoa. So Teofimo Lopez is walking to the ring with some black robe. Okay, okay. All right. I prefer this music. Let's do this mumble, little Uzi Vert nonsense that you guys, you youngsters, be playing all the time. I ain't got time for that. And give me a second. Guys, we're about to get this started, yeah? I don't know if you guys are watching live, cracked open your illegal streams. So be it. We're on the zone, and I think this is going to be an exciting fight. You know, you got Teofimo rocking up with up in here. I'm going to make you lose my mind up in here. Buster, DMX, and I think Black Rob. Ah, okay. See, in a fight like this, I just want to watch and absorb. I don't even want to predict. I don't care who wins. I just want to watch and absorb the greatness. This is like what happens when you get two good champions, different styles, different, attitudes towards the sport, different uh, routes of progression as well. One's undefeated and one has taken a loss. So, Teofimo versus Cambosis has Cambosis his record. And he's better than Cambosis. I'll be honest, he can beat Cambosis. It's just that he messed up on that. He underestimated Cambosis. And Cambosis just had his number that night. So, guys, let me know down in the comments, yeah, who is going to win and how are they going to win. I'm not even going to say anything. I just want to watch it. I'm interested to see what you guys think. Some of you guys are very opinionated. So let's do this, man. Let's do this. Let's do this. Guys, we got the WBO title on the line. Super lightweight WBO belt up for grabs. Defending champion Teofimo and the challenger Shakur Stevenson. Look at the corner of Shakur. There's like 20 people there. That's a mouthful. Stevenson. Yes, sir. So guys, as you can see, my stance. Check my stance there. My stance. Yeah, I, that sounds fair. Shakur by decision or draw. Because I don't see Teofimo outboxing Shakur. Just like standing in front of him, outboxing. I mean, it could happen, but I just don't see it. And I think he's going to have to rely on these single random punches, like punch something here and there. And I don't think that will be successful in spurts here and there. But over the course of the 12 round fight, you need something more with your jab. So, you see anything. I'm not gonna say anything, but he's a crazy dog. Let's see how this pans out, guys. How this pans out. Oh, okay, guys, it's go time now. It's go time. It's go time, baby. It's go time. Mm. Oh, guys, this fight is very similar already to the this first round is very similar to the Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. If you notice what Jermaine Ortiz was doing, was rushing in. This is what Teofimo Lopez has already started to do. So yeah. uh, we may be seeing another rerun of the previous fight. But guys, did you see what happened to Jarrell Miller? Oh my god. He's wearing a toupee. I mean, just bro, just bro, look, just come to the fold. Come to the fold. Not all of this toupee wearing motherfucker. Just come to the fold. I'm like Malteser, but he was looking like a rook. With that hairline like Mr. What's that guy then? Simpsons, the old man, the Rothschild guy. Oh, round two. Rushing forward. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy for Shakur. This is yeah. I don't think. I think this is too easy for Shakur. I thought Teofimo was going to be able to do a lot better in the first two rounds. Nah, it's too easy for Shakur. Crazy. Too easy for Shakur. Too bloody easy. No, this is too easy for Shakur. Yeah, I mean, Tio needs to land the jab, and he needs to be a lot more creative. The creativity he's showing here is so basic. He's rushing forward, and his back foot comes forward, and then he switches. Tries to use his backhand as a jab. Done that a few times. I'm sure he's going to do it this round as well. Does it again. Does it again. This is so easy for Shakur Stevenson. This is so easy. This is probably easier than his sparring. And I wanted Teofimo to actually put more impact or have more impact in the fight, but he just can't. Totally outclassed. Totally outclassed. It looks like Shakur is the current champion, and Teofimo is the challenger. Ridiculous. Oh my God. I'm telling you, Teofimo is struggling in this one. It's wow, wow. It's he's not having it his own way at all. Struggling with this opponent, Teofimo. Crazy. They're not winning this fight. Not winning this fight. Forget about that. Teofimo is not winning this fight at all. No, my God. Sniper. Not power jabs, the snap jabs, speed jabs. Hmm. Oh, I can't even believe this. This is ridiculous. I thought I was going to watch a fight that was going to be competitive. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What is this? Simple. Clean sweep. Crazy. Just imagine Zepeda had more luck against Shakur than Teofimo Lopez did. Oh my God. Or Teofimo Lopez is. It's- This fight was just, oh my God. Crazy. I'm going to sleep. This is just not. Okay. Guys, this is boring, man. I don't even know if I can handle this stream. It's like because landing Teofimo's throwing and landed nothing. Oh, this was a nice combination. That was he's trying to use a Philly shell cross guard. Uh, I'm so surprised at this fight. Complete shut up. Teofimo is confused. Guys, guys, I'm going to turn off the stream. I'm going to see you guys later. I mean, this fight is done. I mean, I can't be bothered to go. What? It's not really interesting. It's just someone just being outclassed. And at this level of being a champion, no, no. Oh, bloody hell. Guys, I'm out. I'm out. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to see you guys later. Yeah, take care. Bye.